everyone, welcome back to Jus de Rose. In today's video, I wanted to share with you some of my favorite musky fragrances. The end of the year festivities are over, we started a new year, we're starting afresh, and I feel that musk fragrances cleanse the palate, cleanse the nose, so it's only fitting to talk about them now. Also, you might be experiencing a little bit of January blues. It is cold, it's wintry, the days are short, and I feel that you need some extra pampering during this time round, and so I find that the musky scent category does just that. They're pampering, cocooning, soft and fuzzy fragrances. So I have a range of musky scents from super powdery to more creamy and then floral musky scents towards the end. So let's get straight into the super powdery musky fragrances. Starting off with a fragrance that in my opinion is a masterpiece when it comes to powdery musky scents. It is called Elixir de Musc by Mizensir. For those of you who don't know, Mizensir is Alberto Morillas's brand, aka the perfume god. I've done a buying guide on almost all of the fragrances from the brand. I will link it down below if you want to know more about the brand and fragrances, but what I can tell you is that they all share a common denominator, is that they are all elegant and very sophisticated perfumes. And certainly Elixir de Musc is just that. It is a beautiful musky cocktail with some iris. This is giving me vintage powder room boudoir vibes. Imagine an elegant lady sitting in front of her vanity wearing a silk robe, some pearls. She's surrounded by all sorts of potions and exquisite crystal perfume bottles with that vintage sprayer tassel. You get the idea. This is a sophisticated, elegant fragrance, a light powdery veil of musks with some floral nuances. So pretty and a great powdery musky scent to discover. Next up, we have a designer, and one of the designers that does musks in the most exquisite way is Narciso Rodriguez. And so the fragrance that I'm going to be sharing with you today is called Pur Musc for Her, and this is a gorgeous floral white musk scent. And as far as white musks go, probably the most iconic one and also most affordable is from The Body Shop. So if you want to get an even more affordable fragrance, I invite you to go to The Body Shop. But this one is my favorite because I find it to be a touch more elegant and I like the floral dimension. So it is powdery, it is feminine, modern and clean smelling at the same time. This is a fragrance I like to reach out for when I've taken my bath in the nighttime and I'm just about to go to bed. I want to perfume myself and just delicately smell good and feminine. This is a fragrance that I will reach out for. It's great for layering, so usually I'll spray this, and then on top of that I will add Musc Noir for Her, also by Narciso Rodriguez, which is a fruity musk with a little bit of a suede-like undertone. It is so pretty, and those two together go very well. So you're going to get the powderiness of white musks here, some florals, and then here you're going to get a pop of fruit. So I would highly recommend these two fragrances as some soft and cocooning fragrances for the nighttime. Now, if you're looking for a super duper powdery bomb of a fragrance, I would recommend you try Fleur de Peau by Diptyque. If there is only one fragrance I would recommend you go for at Diptyque, it would be Fleur de Peau. This is a masterpiece and in my opinion, one of the best fragrances from Diptyque. This to me smells like a vintage loose powder compact scent. So imagine those vintage powder compacts with finely milled powder. You would have a fluffy powder applicator, and back in the day those vintage powders would be scented with iris, maybe violet, rose. So this is sort of what you're going to get with this scent, a very powdery iris perfume. There's some carrot as well, some ambrette. It feels very skin-like when you apply it. So the powder really melts into the skin, creating a delicate, musky aroma. It is so beautiful, but it is also very strong. So this one projects a lot. It really does lift off the skin, and it's one that stays all day on the skin as well. So if you want a great longevity powdery perfume, I would recommend Fleur de Peau by Diptyque. Now, some people have compared this next fragrance to Fleur de Peau, and I have to say I disagree. They don't smell the same, but they do share some similarities. It is Glossier You. This is the most affordable fragrance within today's video. and it is one of the best in my opinion. I have just this much left. I've used this fragrance so much. I almost wear it every night before going to bed. This is my go-to clean smelling, soft cocooning, musky scent. I adore it. You're going to get the iris, you're going to get a bit of a makeup, powdered makeup feeling, not so much loose powdered makeup like in Fleur de Peau, but more of a lipstick feeling, like a fruity, powdery lipstick is what I get from the scent. There's also some ambrette, so you'll get a juicy, slight juicy prop of pear, some warm notes. It is beautiful. I find that this one would be a juicy, powdery musk scent. As odd as this sounds, there's a juicy factor about it. So beautiful. And it really does shapeshift depending on the skin chemistry, just like a lot of other fragrances. But I find that the shape-shifting and the changes in this terms of way it smells on different people is drastically different. It is a great one, lots of compliments from it as well. Highly recommend it. It's affordable, Glossier You. Okay, the next category of musks would fall under the no fragrance category. So I'm thinking under this category, fragrances such as Molecule 01 and Molecule 02 by Eccentric Molecules, Not a Perfume by Juliet Has a Gun, Mojave Ghost by Byredo. The list goes on, but I have 3 fragrances to share with you. So the first one is the fragrance that broke the internet, or more commonly known as probably the most viral TikTok fragrance. So much so that it was out of stock for months and it was impossible to get your hands on it, but I did manage to get a bottle myself. It is called Missing Person by Fleur. And Fleur has been recently relaunched and is the brand from influencer Chriselle Lim. I don't know if she owns the brand, but I know she is the creative director and she's done a fantastic job at turning around Fleur and creating some really lovely fragrances. She does amazing florals, I will say, and as a floral fan, I really do enjoy those floral fragrances. So I invite you to check the brand out in general if you love florals like I do. But back to Missing Person. Why did this fragrance go so viral? Well, the reason why it went so viral is that people were saying that this smells like the skin, the clean skin of someone that you love. So picture someone that you love that has just taken a shower, come out of the shower, has a towel around them, and you hug them. This is what this perfume smells like. And people went mental all over it. And I agree, there's something that is very warm and comforting about it. There's some neroli, some sandalwood, some soft, clean musks. It has a warm and fuzzy feeling. To me, this really does feel like a warm hug coming from someone that you love, whether that is a lover, that is your mom, your dad, a relative, your grandma, your grandfather. Basically, this is love in a bottle, I find. And that's what makes it so addictive, so cozy, and so nostalgic. Really lovely fragrance, not one that projects like crazy. In fact, it stays closer to the skin. After some time, I also get anosmic to it, so I can't really smell it anymore. But it is there because I'll catch whiffs here and there throughout the day. It does stay on the skin, especially on clothes, but it's not a fragrance that is hugely projecting. So if you want something that is more soft and intimate, but that will really conjure a nostalgic, happy feeling, this is one that I would recommend. Another fragrance from an influencer that is really, really nice. It is called Voile de Lune by Azaleo. And Azaleo is Soraya Bakitar's brand, and she is a fashion influencer. She has 3 fragrances, and Voile de Lune is really the one that I would recommend if you like soft, sheer, and luminous musky scents. This is so gorgeous. Oh my goodness. I love it. I'm gonna spray it just a little bit on me. Oh, this is really, really beautiful. As you can see, I've used quite a bit of it already. So this fragrance has some sheer, luminous, white floral note. There's hedione, which is the transparent side, the fresh side of jasmine that comes through, that is blended with some cashmeran that brings a slight spiciness to the fragrance. So a little bit more punch, I would say, actually much more punch than Missing Person from Fleur. And in the base, you also have Isu Super to give a grounding, woody, and addictive note as well. Such a beautiful fragrance, and another one that is great for layering. I'm gonna have to spray this again. I love this. And this is another fragrance that I like to wear the most when I've come out of the shower or just taken a bath before going to bed. this is one that I reach out for a lot as well. And the final fragrance within the no fragrance category is called Nothing But Sea and Sky by Nuit Nomade. This is a beautiful, sheer, cotton-like sandalwood scent. If you love sandalwood and you love musks, this fragrance is gonna be right up your alley. Oh my gosh, this smells so, so nice. A bit of a milky sandalwood note in there. Sheer, airy, light, so pretty. And what I like about Nuit Nomade is that you can buy samples on the website, the little vials, but also the travel sprays at really reasonable prices. So if you don't want to buy a full-size bottle, at least it gives you the opportunity to sample these scents at a more affordable price, which is great. I will pop all the links of the fragrances in today's video in the description box down below, and if I can find some samples, I will also make sure to include them in the description box. But if you want a clean, sheer, and luminous sandalwood that's so soft, comforting, this smells, it's like the feeling of burying your head in a cashmere scarf. That is how warm and fuzzy this fragrance is. Oh my goodness. Love it. Nothing But Sea and Sky by Nuit Nomade. Next up, we have some soft, creamy, milky, musky scents. So I have 3. The first one is Parisian Musc by Matiere. This is such a cocooning, milky, musky scent. It feels as if you were bathing in a luxurious, warm fig milk bath. Oh my goodness. Really indulgent, luxurious smelling. This always makes me think of Cleopatra bathing in her milk baths. I feel that she would drench herself in this fragrance and pour it all in her bath. It kind of makes me think of that luxurious and indulgent pampering moment. It has a bit of greenness as well. Kind of reminds me of flower stems, the greenness of flower stems, but ever so slightly. There are some similarities with Philosophos by Diptyque, but this one isn't as green or harsh. I would say it's more rounded and milkier than Philosophos. It's delicate as well. This is so lovely. Delicate but strong. So this is by no means a pushover. If you want a strong, milky musk, this is the strongest one that you can get your nose on. It is so powerful. It lasts easy 12 hours with a very strong projection as well. So this is the type of fragrance that you will definitely be able to smell all day. Next up, we have a new discovery for me. It is called Plume Blanche from Lalique. First off, look how beautiful this packaging is. The bottle is gorgeous, and so is the fragrance. This is more within the floral musk territory, but there is something that is very creamy and comforting about it. So you have notes of violet leaves, which is going to give a crisp freshness to the perfume that is laced with a veil of jasmine blended with benzoin and almond. To me, this fragrance smells as if you had freshly peeled almonds blended with some sheer white florals. Really beautiful, very pretty. The creaminess of almond and florals. If you like almond and fresher almond scents, this is one that you will probably really enjoy. So lovely, it's peaceful, relaxing, and also really elegant. In a similar vein to Plume Blanche, I would recommend Poudre d'Or, again by Mizensir. Plume Blanche and Poudre d'Or, I would say, are cousins because they do share a similar creaminess, but with Poudre d'Or, it is more of an exotic creaminess, exotic floral musky creaminess. So I have a little travel spray here, which is so nice. So I have this little rechargeable travel spray. Actually, there's 3 travel sprays. I just pop in there. Once the first one is done, I can replace it in this really pretty travel case. So Poudre d'Or, as I said, is an exotic floral musky scent. Oh my goodness. Beautiful tiare flowers, the sensuality and exotic feeling of tiare blended with vanilla and sandalwood. So you're going to get the creaminess of vanilla and sandalwood, the balmy feeling of tiare. This is so, so nice. I would not necessarily wear this in summer. In fact, I had this over the summer, but I didn't reach out for it because I found it to be too creamy and too heavy for very hot days. This actually works better in the winter time. And I've been reaching out for this lately. It's been super cold in London and I have just been really enjoying wearing this fragrance. There's a touch of exotic escapism without feeling like you are on a tropical island. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it feels more appropriate for the colder weather, and it's great because it has that touch of tiare in there. Poudre d'Or by Mizensir. And the final category are more pronounced floral musky scents. Bonus points to anyone who can count how many times I say musk or musky in this video. First up, we have 1957 by Chanel. I have a soft spot for this fragrance because it was one of my wedding fragrances, the one that I wore to the civil wedding, so the more formal ceremony. And this one has notes of iris, there's orange blossom, and of course, musk. It has an elegant and sophisticated edge, which is why I chose it for my wedding. I wanted something that made me feel beautiful and very feminine and refined. So I found that this is perfect for that. But that being said, this is a fragrance that you can wear on an everyday basis all year round if you are looking for a more elegant type of everyday scent. I adore it. So pretty. It's also a little bit fresh. Yeah, 1957 by Chanel is one of the best fragrances if you're looking for something that is classy and elegant within the Exclusive line. And finally, we have an intoxicating, really intoxicating floral musk. It is Capeline by YSL. I love this fragrance with a big passion, but my only ick with it is that it does not last, which is so frustrating because the fragrance in itself is beautiful. So I really go ham on the trigger with this. I overspray everywhere, on my skin, on my clothes, so that I can make it last as long as possible. The scent is so beautiful. It has notes of ylang ylang, of lily, there's vanilla, a creamy base of vanilla, some woods as well, but you do get this pronounced, intoxicating, a bit spicy note of lily that is quite sexy, I would say. Quite sexy, but it's done in a very elegant way again. I like elegant floral fragrances, and this is one that is elegant floral. Love it. With the fresh petal effect of ylang ylang. This is so beautiful, has a bit of an exotic touch. Oh my goodness, this probably would be my signature scent amongst two other fragrances, Delina La Rosée and Le Vent by Ormond Jane. This is next up within the list. I only wish that it lasted longer, which is a shame because it is an expensive fragrance. But if you have a little bit more of a budget and you want to splurge on a beautiful, intoxicating, lily dominant fragrance with some musks in the background, Capeline is beautiful, but again, just be aware with the performance. So that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below what are your favorite musky fragrances. I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, spread the fragrant love.